Supplements, a bitter pill to swallow. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1456 of What's She Up To Now, documenting the journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business and back and forth. In 2020, with COVID and the pandemic, I decided I was going to not just stay in the online world. Like in 2017, I came to the online world from strictly the offline world. I've run at least 27 different businesses, owner, operator, main participant in different industries, different businesses since I was 13 years old. So that meant like 48 years, almost 40, 48, 47, 40, anyway, a long time, almost 5 decades. I've been involved in businesses of some way, shape, or form. And simultaneously with that, over a quarter century of that simultaneously spent in corporate America in different capacities, primarily in manufacturing and the quality aspects of manufacturing processes, etc., in a variety of different industries. Well, then after my divorce in 2017, I've shared this before, I popped online, decided I was going to try to figure out the online world. Had some health challenges and other challenges, which, you know, those challenges are just to test us and see if we're serious and find out what we really want to do. And so here I am sharing what I've been doing, and it's been an interesting journey. I need to go back and pop in on myself and in previous years and see some of the things that I've done and talked about, because part of the reason I'm doing this is to keep track of it. I have major vision challenges. I have like a dozen magnifying glasses around me at any given time. Plus, I have to use other aids to help me do stuff that everybody else takes for granted, right? That's super easy for everybody. It's an exercise in creativity for me. So today, our topic for our annual challenge this year, we're doing an annual challenge called the BU 365-Day Challenge. And we're just doing one thing every day that improves us in some way. So I decided, instead of it just being open-ended and a random thing every day, that I'd make it a little more topic-specific to help me come up with topics, actually, because I'm creating my own annual challenge this year to continuously improve. And so the month of January is focused on physical things, our physical body, our health, our physical environment, things like that. So today we were talking about, yesterday we talked about diet and nutrition. What do you eat? What do you consume? And then today we're talking about supplements. How do you supplement what you eat? Because I have personally found, and I dedicated almost a whole year to trying to eat perfectly and cleanly for my health. And it was almost a full-time job, just planning and preparing and shopping and doing all the things you need to do to try to get all the nutrients you need. And you still can't get all the nutrients you need. I still needed to take supplements. And there's lots of debate about supplements, right? Your doctors will say, don't take any supplements. One of the things that drove me crazy when my sister was going through leukemia treatments was they're like, absolutely zero, no supplements of any kind. You can't take anything. And other things like that. But so there's a big debate between the medical field, which isn't always 100% honest and upfront with us as to what is and isn't good for us. And mostly it's out of ignorance, not out of malice. It's they don't know because they haven't been told or taught or exposed to the information either. And then on the other side, so there's this big debate of whether you should take supplements or not, whether they're good for you or not. There's studies done that prove that they don't do anything. There's studies done that prove that they have a huge, significant effect on us. So it's up for each of us, just like anything else, to make the decision for ourselves. What's right for you? What's right for me? I personally have been using myself as my own science experiment for decades, but primarily in the 2010s and beyond. After my sudden cardiac arrest, I decided I needed to do something massive and different if I was going to still be here in 3 years or in 6 years, are the big milestones after that type of an event. But then beyond. Now I'm beyond. This is my 11th year following my sudden cardiac arrest. Yay. Glad to be here. Just glad to be here, right? So I've been a big experimenter on myself with different types of supplements. And right now I stopped them all and I simplified, and I'm trying one I guess it's not a one system. Let's call it a system, because it's a couple of pills, a shake, and then a patch thing, a dermafuge technology. It's a network marketing company, which doesn't matter. You have to find, my whole point is you have to figure out what's right for you. I was taking a whole lot of supplements, and it takes time and energy to get and go and buy and pick out and figure it out. And I wanted to test that against this simpler system and see what actually makes me feel better. And if the simpler system makes me feel better, guess what? That's what I'm going to do moving forward, and then see if I need to supplement that with other things, if that makes sense. So it's up to us to figure out our own bodies and what works best for us. Nobody else outside of us, nobody, absolutely nobody, can know what's right for us but us. Actually, it was really funny. I got a tea yesterday. Where did I put that? A tea fortune. It's actually not a tea fortune. My daughter turned me on to something called yogi tea. I feel like I'm promoting things today. None of this, not promoting anything, just happens to be a type of tea that has like little sayings or fortunes in it. And this one says, in the beginning is you, in the middle is you, and in the end is you. And I like this because it's so true, right? It reminds me of our 365-day challenge. And I was going to talk about that today, and I didn't in the challenge, but I'm talking about it here because the truth is, we're born, and it's our mother, but then it's just us, right? Once you're out in the world, it's you, and we don't know it until we're older. But then at some point we realize, oh, I get to create and be and become whatever I want. Some people discover it when they're really young. I feel so, they are so blessed. I feel so proud of them. Others of us don't discover that we have any control over our lives until we're like in our 50s maybe, or our 60s, and able to create what we want. But once we do, then we realize it's all us. And I think life is giving us lessons all the time that teach us it's about us and about what we need to do that's right for us, but we don't hear them until we're ready to hear them. And so in the beginning it's just you, and then in the middle it's just you, and when we die, when we transition, when we pass away, it's just us. It's not any of the things that we've had. We bring the experiences with us, but those are the lessons that we've learned. We don't bring anything else. It's just you. It's just me. It's just us. So I think that's really a wise little tea saying. I like those. I actually, my daughter collects them, and she was doing a photography project with them, which I think is really fun. But it's interesting that the things that we see, the messages we get, the stuff that comes into our life when we need to see it. Obviously, yesterday I needed that on my cup of tea. All right, so our idiom today, our expression for supersize your business, was a bitter pill to swallow, which just being is it's sometimes they sink right up, and it's kind of funny. So I think it's funny that I picked a bitter pill to swallow even before I remembered that I was talking about supplements today. This is an idiom and expression that's been around since the late 1500s, but the 1700s in English for sure. And I started thinking about, as I was thinking about this idiom, what are some of the tough things that have happened in my life, the unpleasant events, the unpleasant facts and situations and circumstances I found myself in, unpleasant things that we've had, or difficult things that we've had to endure. Well, top of the list came COVID-19. Why? Because it's the most recent thing, right? It's still impacting an awful lot of us in many, many ways. Government regulations have had a lot of, and we all pay taxes, right? But government regulations and different things depending on what industry or business you're in, competition depending on what business or industry you're in, dealing with customers, dealing with missed opportunities, dealing with missed and lost customers, dealing with unfaithful spouses, dealing with betrayal of business partners, dealing with loss of jobs, being passed over for promotion, losing a family member. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. And I got to thinking, well, is it a bitter pill to swallow, or is it just like everything else? It's just another experience that's here to teach us something. I've come to believe and understand that everything that happens to us, it happens for a reason. And we might not understand the reason immediately, but as soon as we find the reason and we understand the lesson that it's there to show us, then we can move on and beyond it. And life happens. There's a lot of things that happen in our lives that we think are terrible and the end of the world. But I found in my experience that those bad things are the things that have caused me to make quantum leaps and changes in my thinking, my beliefs, my perspective, my thoughts and feelings about something or someone. And that's made all the difference in my life and in my world, right? Because we're each creating our own little worlds. So those are some things I'm thinking about today. I've got tons of obligations. My calendar is packed today, so I'm going to sign off and say sayonara or goodbye or ciao or tschüss, tschüss, German, one of my favorites. Have an awesome day. If I can help in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow, probably rambling about another topic, like things that make us unhappy or sad or that are unpleasant, but we figure them out anyway, right? The truth is, in the beginning, it's only you. In the middle, it's only you. In the end, it's only you. And it's up to us to figure everything out, what it means to us, what we're going to do about it or not do about it. That's how we create our life. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll be with you tomorrow.